Today is February 19th, Sunday. I'm going to be doing some transplanting today and also planting some new other seeds that are time to plant. First thing I'm going to transplant is all my lettuce, which I had 2 packs planted, and the seeds were planted on the 3rd. So exactly 2 weeks ago. This is the growth in 2 weeks, which is really good under the grow light. I'm going to be planting them into individual pots and put them out into the greenhouse. So I'm going to process this first 6-pack, and what I'm really doing is, if you remember, I did plant multiple seeds in each little cells, and each cell has 3-4 seeds probably, and I'm going to just basically bring them along and put them together into the bigger pot. So for example, this first cell has 5 seedlings. I'm going to go ahead and place that into this first pot, and I'm just going to make like a large hole, and all I have to do is drop this in together, and that's done. So I need to do the rest of them, so I'm going to end up with 12 pots of lettuce. And so on and so on. I'm finished with the lettuce, so next I'm gonna be transplanting the basil. And the basil was planted also on the 3rd of February, so it's been 2 weeks and they're ready to be transplanted. They grew pretty well. It seems like the middle cell here, the middle 2 cells took better than the side cells. I also will be transplanting the rosemary. We looked at that 2 weeks ago, and now they actually are big enough to be transplanted. They're about 1 inch tall, but 1.5 inches maybe. So I'll have 3 of those to transplant. What I'm going to do is each pot will have 4 basil in it, so I just need 24 to fill these 6 pots. I'm going to start with the bigger ones, and I might plant more, I don't know, but for now I just need 24 to fill these. They're pretty tight, so here's one. And I'm just going to use a pencil to make a hole. Use the bigger one. And push that in. There's another one. So I do have a lot of basil. And I told you I like basil, so I might just have to do more pots. Don't know if I'm going to have space for this, because I am not putting this out to the greenhouse yet. I need to put these inside by the window, where I have my little shelf with the cover. So I might actually end up putting 5 in a pot. I think I can put 5. And that way I'm going to end up with 30 plants, which is plenty. And then unfortunately some of these will have to just be disposed. But when I was sowing the seeds, I wasn't sure how they're going to germinate. It appears to be if they had 100% germination actually. So yeah, in this case I will have to sacrifice some. So I'll be back when I'm done with the basil. So the next one I'm transplanting is the rosemary. The rosemary was planted, seeded at January 6th. So that has been about 6 weeks. That took a longer time to grow. Each will go into its own individual pot. They do have a nice root system. Support. Here's the first one. And I think finally they're starting to look like a rosemary actually. Initially I couldn't tell if they were really rosemaries. Looking like rosemary. Have you ever seen one? And I do have a rosemary plant outside from last year that actually I ended up buying that plant because again this is the first year where I actually am able to grow from seed. But I don't know if it actually survived. We'll see, because it's a little bit cold, although this year it has not been that cold unusually. So total I'm gonna have 4 rosemary plants, one from last year and these 3 new ones. That looks good. And again, the rosemaries will go inside into onto that shelf indoors. I'm afraid to put them out yet into the greenhouse. We might do that in March sometimes. Although today is a really beautiful day, so I'm gonna stay up while it's still cold at night. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is plant some seeds. And I need to get my starter mix. And these will be going under the grow light for now. Although they do like cold, but I want them to grow faster, so. Here's the sweet peas. And it does say that it does need full sun, and you can sow in early spring. So it's gonna bloom in spring. Oops. They're big, they look like black peppers. Okay, so each station is gonna get its own, and I'm just gonna stick it in there in the middle. About a half an inch down. Oops, just one. And I'll put away the rest. So I am sowing only half of the pack. And maybe I'll sow some fall time, because this can be done at fall as well, before the first frost. So let's push these in. And of course I need to label them. is the 18th of February. I expect to see these sprout within a week. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll check on them. Under the grow light. So these are my flower seeds, and I'm just going to go over them and see which ones I have not planted them and which one should I be planting at this time of the year. It's a potato. The lavender, that's kind of interesting. What I did a couple of weeks ago, I took this lavender pack, put it into the refrigerator for a week, and then I had resown the cold seeds, because I've seen somewhere that that's how you're supposed to do it. And I had resown the lavender that we can check on. So I already have this lavender growing, which was planted like in January, 6 weeks ago. And then I had resown some cooled off seeds, and this was a week ago. And it's hard to see, but actually I think I'm seeing some germination already right there. And we'll check on it next week, but I think this might be a good idea to do it this way. So I'm not going to plant any more lavender this year. Sunflowers, that's too early. Zinnias that I'm going to plant. I think I may want to plant some zinnias today. I may want to also plant some cosmos. It says planted 6 weeks before other planting time, and it can be planted right after the danger of frost is passed, so that's going to be late April, early May. So I can definitely start those. Snapdragons I can also plant. And daisies. Shasta daisies. Okay, you go back here. Poppies I already planted. These are the evening stock. I planted those. Columbine, I planted those. Chamomile. And these are some more African daisies. Well, I think I'm going to plant some more African daisies because only one germinated, so I don't know if I want to plant bachelor's button. I'm trying to think how this did last year. I'll plant some. And then here I have some more sunflowers, different kinds. Sweet Williams, I am not going to plant more Sweet Williams. I have plenty of those. I don't know about this plant. Convolvulus, the little purple ones, I guess we'll plant those. And I'm not going to plant these guys yet, because I just plant these directly into, and I forgot what they're called, but I think they're called, I thought of the name, so, but I know what they are. I planted them before. And then we have some more forget-me-not. I guess we'll plant some of those since I have it. Morning Glory is going to be directly sown as well, so that goes back here. And these I already did, so they can plant. I have a lot of columbine from my own plants, columbine seeds. Let's see if I can find more of those. So that's for the flowers. I'm gonna start on those first, and then I'll figure out what else I need to do for the vegetables. So for these, I'm gonna need, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna start just with a couple of six packs, because I have no idea how many I'm gonna plant. I think I'm gonna just plant 2 cells each. Got 2 cell packs. And this is broken. Since I already filled that one, I'm gonna just put another one underneath. So it will hold. Okay. What I'm gonna do is actually make tags for these. We're gonna start with African daisy and Shasta daisy. They're gonna be next to each other. What I'm thinking is that I do have the other African daisy here. If I just want to go ahead and put that in here with today's date. Because there's one already growing now. I don't even know if this is anything. I just pulled it out. It looks pretty crappy, so I'm replanting into this cell, these cells. So let's do that first. It was just such a weak plant. So what I'm going to do is try to put a bunch in each cell. Apparently these just don't germinate well. Oops. So let's put them back. There we go. So that's taken care of. Let's just push them in and put a little bit of sprinkle on the top. Good luck, guys. Next to the lavender, going back to the perlite. Let's start here. And these seeds, they say 99 cents on it. I bought these in the dollar store for 25 cents each. And I'm going to open them on the bottom. That way, the name itself stays on it because they put that on the top. The next one's going to be Snapdragon. Next, it's going to be Cosmos. So let's cover these. A little bit, push them in. Not the little ones, but the other ones. The bigger seeds get pushed in. And then put a layer. And just go to under the grow light as well. And in this case, it's just going to warm them. And I do have a heating pad too, but I'm not sure I'm going to put these on a heating pad. The next one is going to be Zinnia. try to push these in, but what's next? Yeah, these are not my favorites, but I'm gonna do some bachelor button. Okay, and then we have forget-me-not. Again, these will be pressed in a little bit. I'm gonna put more dirt on that one. Okay, now I have one more left, and I'm just simply not going to start a 6-pack just for one flower. I'm going to go and put this back and do it next time. Go in there. There we go, under the grow light. So here's my grow light, and we are doing pretty well with our peppers. This is the North Star peppers after, let's see how much time left, 2 weeks. So these are the North Star peppers after 2 weeks, about an inch tall. This one here too. I have some flowers here. This was the calendula that I planted 2 weeks ago. And the other peppers that I have, the jalapeno and the banana, there's one pepper in the jalapeno bunch and one in the banana in this 6-pack. And since then I planted some potato seeds. That's not doing anything back there. We'll see about that. These are the flowers from today are there. And those red onions that did not germinate well, did not do anything further really, but I'm gonna leave them under the grow light for another week or so, just because I did some reseeding a couple of weeks ago, and they do come up very slowly, so I'll wait for them. Other than that, I have my onion seedlings. They are going out into the greenhouse today. They need to start hardening up for the next month or so, but I think they're doing good. They're pretty sturdy. And then of course here are the transplants that I did today. The lettuce, these 2 rows will go out to the greenhouse. The basil and the rosemary will go into the enclosed shelving area by the window. I'm afraid to put those out to the greenhouse yet.